Let me show you the seedlings. If it dies out, there's always next year. Rabbit manure, sorry y'all. The mosquitoes are already out early this morning. Good morning, welcome to Yellow Door Urban Homestead. I am Asia, and I'm an urban gardener growing in a small space out in my backyard. I had thought about changing that to a compact space out in my backyard. The more I look at it, it's a compact space, but small spaces like that other people have are not as small. Either way, we'll see. Y'all, I got so much done this weekend. So this is not gonna be a video of me doing a lot of stuff, but I am, well, it could turn into it. Let's just be clear. I'm just out here this morning. It rained so much yesterday. We got a bunch of like just downpours, and I worked in between it. One time I got completely soaked because I'm gonna show you the quail area, and I didn't wanna leave them in the box. So I like just had to stay out here, finish what I was doing, and get the quail into their new area, which I think they're gonna love more. I think I'm definitely gonna love it more. I'm gonna be able to find their eggs easier. I'm gonna be able to open the coops easier. No, I have not put them on tables. I'm probably not going to. And I think my knees done got used to it now. So on our walk over there though, let me show you the seedlings. So if you remember, I just recently planted seedlings. Let me just be seeds. I planted seeds. Let me just be clear. When the weather is right, when it's warm enough, the way that seeds germinate outside. So I normally start my seeds inside. This year I said I'm gonna figure out how to put them outside early before our last frost into the greenhouse. Cause listen, it's just a lot of seedlings when you're planting for your spring and summer garden. So that was one of my things this year. I said, I'm gonna figure this out. You know, if I have to take them in for a freeze, but other than that, they need to stay outside. That's what I did. My whole spring garden was fine. My summer garden is fine. So very happy I have learned that. I think I've learned it. We'll see next year if I learned it. But y'all, look at these seeds that we just planted. I want to say last week. We planted these last week. So we have San Marzanos coming up, purple rain tomatoes coming up. These are our sugar cube cantaloupe. We have some emerald delights, but just in general, look at that germination already. Like this is last week. I planted these seeds last week. We're gonna have to separate this lettuce soon. And these are some, oh, okay, so I did these Armenian yard long, I think that's what they're called, to replace the cucumbers that's in like the more shady spot that look terrible. So these will be planted out sometime this week, honestly. We have those tiger eye sunflowers. I thought they were so pretty. And the germination has been good. These are cosmos. I've never grown them before. Planning to put these into the flower bed now that the snapdragons are dying out. All of the beans are really coming up. They're looking really good. So these are gonna replace the beans that's in the bed, but also the beans that's in the green stock. And I'm gonna show y'all the green stock beans that's pretty much ready to harvest. Oh, look at the bib butterhead lettuce germination, y'all. I cannot wait. Pretty sure these are gonna go in the greenhouse in the bed with the peppers. And then remember I had started some determinate tomatoes to replace any that dies out. And then these are the apricot zebra that I can't remember where I got them from, Baker Creek. And I just thought they were really cool. So let's just be clear. I am 100% sure that those Isis candy are gonna die out early. So I'll use some of those, well, at least one of those to replace the Isis candy, and anything else that dies out that is a cherry tomato. That's what I'm gonna use to replace those with, right? So y'all know my ground cherries took forever, but look, they're coming up too. So they're going to go by the, what is that plant I got? I can't remember, but y'all know what I'm talking about. I said it in my last video. The dahlias are looking really good, but I really want them to get some size this time because the last time I put them out, the pests just came and ate every last one of them. So we're still waiting for the dahlias to get some size. And the basil, of course, like I said, it grows slow, but we have true leaves on them now. I'm gonna let those get a little bit of size on them too, and then they're gonna go in the bags with the tomatoes. And I have, you know, pulled the bottom leaves off the tomatoes, so they should be able to get some sun. Probably would have been better for me to do that when I, you know, originally planted out, so the tomatoes wouldn't be so big, but it's okay. What is the eucalyptus? Where the ground cherries are gonna go is by the eucalyptus. And a few people did say to me that eucalyptus is perennial. It's not perennial in my area. The one that I had died out. Maybe it will be perennial this time, I don't know. But the last time I planted eucalyptus, it died during the winter. So I haven't, let's just be clear, I didn't look up anything when I bought that eucalyptus. I just thought it was pretty and I wanted it, so I bought it. If it turns out to be perennial, that would be cool. I would move it out of the bed that it's in, but that would be really cool if that eucalyptus was perennial. Well, let me show you a little baby quail. So yesterday, first I'm gonna show you their area and then I'll go closer. So yesterday, I took the time to go ahead and put down some hardware cloth, because if you remember, one of them got out, ended up in the neighbor's yard. She flew across this fence, had to go to the neighbors and say, hey, I think my quail is in your backyard. Do you mind if I go and look? So I went ahead and put down the hardware cloth yesterday. And they're also now fully on sand. So that makes it much easier for me to find the eggs in the evening. It's gonna make it much easier for me to clean it as well. I'm gonna clean it the same way that I'm cleaning the chicken coop, but there they are. If you remember, I know you probably are seeing her head. If you remember, I told you they were being overbred. And so like that's a male in the back. I wanna say this is a female up here. I really can't see her chest. I have feather sexable quail, and so I can tell by their chest feathers whether they are male or female, but I may have tried to sex them too early, if that makes sense. And so when I put them out here, I was probably thinking that, you know, I had more female than male in here. Either way, we're gonna work on this covey the next time that I hatch. There are 8 quail left inside. And so I said 9, I must have miscounted. I cleaned their brooder out this weekend too. My whole weekend was focused on the animals. So I'm gonna show you the chicken area as well. But yeah, I put them all on sand. I think I'm gonna love it much more. I think their water is going to stay cleaner, longer, although I do it every day. But even before I get out here, or, you know, throughout the day, I don't think the water will get so dirty. But I really like this new setup. I really do. So there's another one. She also appears to be being overbred by the look of her top feathers. So we're working on this, but I like the way that it looks now. They are completely on sand. And the sand is all purpose. I keep getting comments that said don't use play sand. I did do a little bit of research on this because they are living beings. And so I did know not to get play sand. So it's all purpose sand, like construction sand, I guess. I'm not really sure, but it's all purpose. So they should be just fine. That's what I got for them. So let's go look at the chickens real quick. So there they are, there they are. I still haven't put those screws in. Y'all know me. I put in a dust bathing spot for them. I never got around yesterday to going to get a tarp, so it just rained in the dust bathing spot, which is counterproductive. Anyway, I'm gonna get a tarp today just to cover this side over here. So like where the dust bathing spot is, I'm gonna end up putting both of their waterers over there so that when it does rain, at least that section stays dry for them. They can come out, all of that kind of stuff. Other thing I did, these are from Bootstrap Farmer. They're melon holders, right? But I started putting their leafy vegetables in here. So I just started putting it in here. It gives them something to do other than like have to eat it off the ground. I just thought it would be a fun thing for them to do. And there's another one over here. And I had like flags on these, but who needs flags in their yard? Not me. So I took the flags off and brought them in here for the chickens. Somebody asked a question about my boots, where they are from. They're from High C. I'll put a link. I've worked with High C several times. Pretty much the only boots I have, basically from companies that sent it. I had purchased some from Amazon when I first started gardening and stuff. And I was like, I don't really like these boots. And then eventually High C reached out to me, and I really do like their boots. So they're from High C, H-I-S-E-A. The other thing that I did is I put in some of the pieces of the tree branches that I had cut down so that they can roost a little bit if they want to. And I did see the little gray one roosting this morning. Then there's still that straw bale over there. They do like to get up on it. I didn't take it apart, but they do like to get up on it. I don't know how long I'm gonna leave that in here, because as I understand it, it can mold and things. So probably gonna take that out not too long from now. But I'm trying to find ways to give them to do things while they're in here other than just walk around. And a lot of y'all told me to put their water up on bricks. I will do that. I don't know if it's really gonna help in my situation because the bedding, like the what do you call it? The pine shavings is always pretty high, but I am gonna do it. I just haven't done it yet. All right, so we're out of there. Also, I know I'm loving the new camera, the new mic and all of that stuff. We're gonna have to go back to the older camera for a little while because this camera failed the other day and now the gimbal is just like giving me a fit. You probably won't know, well, you won't notice it in this video because I'm gonna edit it, but the gimbal is giving me a fit. So I'm gonna have to take that in to Best Buy. Best Buy pretty much always takes it and sends it off. And it's normally like 2 weeks, 3 weeks that they'll have it. So we're gonna have to go back to the other camera. I'm hoping though to find a decent mic for that camera, at least so that we can have good audio. But I really love this camera. Thankfully I did buy the warranty, so I won't have to pay or anything when I take it in, but it's giving me a whole entire fit. Well, let me show you the beans. So these are the beans in the green stalk. Look y'all, it's a whole bunch of beans in there. And so what my plan is I'm going to harvest all of the beans off of here and then I'm just gonna replant. That's my plan. But they look real good in here. We got a lot of beans on there. We had beans for dinner from this green stalk. You know, this is the first green stalk that I ever got. So we had beans from this green stalk and purple potted pole beans from over on the trellis last night for dinner. They were absolutely delicious. Y'all, the way that I love homegrown fresh beans, oh, I think they so good, right? I think they're so good. By the way, the grapevine, the grapes are starting to form. I am very, very excited. One thing that I've learned about muscadine grapes is they stay in that flower stage for a good little while. I'm gonna show you. So this is, it's past the flower stage here. It started to produce grapes, right? But they kind of look like, I don't know how to explain it. I've showed it in another video. All of them at this point have started to open, but I'm so excited. And they're like this with like little grapes on them all over. I do think we're gonna have just a whole bunch of grapes this year. And I'm super excited about that trellis. I need to get that grapevine a name, y'all, because she is definitely her own person. All of this that you're seeing all the way over here and up this thing is my grapevine. It's huge. I need to harvest the blueberries, y'all. They so good though. I be eating them as like snacks while I'm out here, but I need to get them harvested. I wanna make some muffins. I wanna make some blueberry muffins from scratch with them. Okay, that's that. Let me show you this. So the corn is doing something. I guess it's opening up, ready to start pollinating. Now, I don't know how that's gonna work because somebody explained it in a comment the other day. I'm not gonna try to re-explain it. If you wanna read the comment, you can. It's on my last video. But so it's doing something. I'm watching. I guess it's about to pollinate or ready to start pollinating. I don't see any corn cobs though right now. So I don't know. I'll learn it. This is how I learn. I watch and I learn. I'm more than likely definitely not going to read anything on this. I'm just going to watch it and learn that way. We'll see. But it's doing something. I'm excited about that. I'm excited. So yeah, that's how I learn. I'm not going to read up on corn. I don't want to. Anyway, we got a bunch of beans that need to be harvested. And so probably going to, drop that one. But it's a whole bunch of them. These are the purple potted pole beans. And even when they get this big, they are still tender. I don't wait until I can see the beans in them though. I get them when they get to about this size and they are so tasty. They're like very soft and tender beans. They're my favorite. They really are. I like the yellow ones too. So I definitely plant those every year too. But yeah, we got quite a few beans. I'm gonna have to pick that one up. There we go, that I dropped. But there's plenty over here. The bees stay over here. So yeah, some right here, just hanging off the trellis. Think it's beautiful. I did not bring a basket, of course, but it's okay. We know how I do. It's a whole bunch of them, y'all. I'm gonna come back and get the rest, but dropped another one. I'm gonna come back and get the rest off camera. But yeah, we got beans coming in finally. Beans are normally, aside from like the asparagus comes in spring, but like summer type things, I know we're not in summer yet, but like late spring, my beans always start to come through. I got lucky this year too because, you know, those all volunteered. I didn't plant any of those beans. They all volunteered. So remember I said I had beans on the trellis that I was not going to take off? I'm not going to take them off this year either. I'm going to let them self-sow themselves just like they did this year because I'm getting like a lot of beans right now. Also, the plants look very healthy. These are more beans in the green stalk. So glad I went ahead and started some bean seeds because I'm just gonna replace them with, once I harvest everything on here, I'm just gonna go ahead and replace them with something else. That way I can get another flush of beans. Because what I've noticed with bean plants is if they're not runner beans or pole beans, is like when you get that first flush, that's gonna be your biggest flush off of the plants. And now, okay, that's my biggest flush that I get off my plants. I want to tell anybody else how their plants work in their yard or on their farm. That's what I've noticed. And so this year, instead of trying to hang on to the plants and get small harvest, I'm just going to replant them. And so that's what a lot of those beans over there are going to be for as well. So, ooh, let me show y'all something I found this weekend. I'm going to use it on the watermelon and on the corn for my first time using it. But I was very excited to find it. I went to a farmer's market this weekend and I found rabbit poop, rabbit manure, whatever you want to call it. And I got 3 bags. She had 3 bags left. I took all 3 bags. So we're going to work this into the soil and some video, might be this video, who knows. We're going to work it into the soil and hope for the best. Also, Taquisha over on Our Freedom Song, love her channel, by the way, go check it out. She used it in her beds this year. I think I've seen Dom use it in their beds. I think Broke talks about manure from rabbits. There are a few people. I can't remember everybody right now. But so I'm going to work that into the watermelon bed because y'all keep saying like watermelon is a very high nitrogen feeder. I did fertilize the watermelon this weekend with fish emulsion and then it just rained and rained and rained. And so I don't know that it washed it out, but I'm going to definitely work that into the soil and then hopefully see some amazing, changes and I start to get watermelon, more watermelon because I got one, y'all. I guess it's still alive. I need to go check. Also, on those 3 small peppers, I'm going to work it into that soil too. So basically, I'm going to do my heavy feeders and then I'm also going to work it into the plants that look like they're struggling a little bit, whether they're in bags or whether they are in ground bed, wherever it is, which I don't have a lot of plants that's struggling. So that's a plus. But I'm very happy that I found a source for rabbit manure. Oh, I got some rabbit meat too. So if you're not new here, you know that I want to get rabbits, but I want to make sure that I even like the meat first before I venture into that. I didn't do that with quail and I got lucky because we do like, me and my son, my daughter don't eat it. We do like quail meat. By the way, look y'all, there are so many flowers on this lime and we still got little limes coming in. I cannot wait. This is the lime tree. You know, I recently put in a, grove, that's what I'm calling it, a citrus grove, and that thing is throwing out some flowers. And I'm very excited. By the way, had to move these. So I had these over by the chair. They were not getting enough sun. So that's the moringa that I got from Imperfect Creations, Javon. Me and her kind of swapped seeds or whatever, or seedlings. I'm not really sure what we did. But anyway, I got it from Javon over at Imperfect Creations. And this is a watermelon. I just decided I'm gonna try to grow in a bag. The plant looks really good. It was planted out much later than anything else probably in the garden. Oh. And look at this. This is the tomato I told y'all I'm not taking care of in the Vigo self-watering pot. Like I'm not doing anything to this tomato. Nothing. Zilch. Nada. I don't do nothing to it. And it looks really, really good. Probably do need to come and pull off the lower leaves. But I might just say leave it and see what a tomato will do without any intervention from me. I know it's huge. It is a purple Cherokee. Yeah, purple Cherokee, favorite tomato. So I'm very, very hopeful. Very hopeful. Oh my goodness. And the amount of peppers growing on these pepper plants, I'm very excited about that. Oh, by the way, I ate 4 shishitos the other day because I was like, they ready, I'm gonna eat them. I had them with something, I don't know. It wasn't a large part of the meal, but I finally got a taste of shishitos. I'm so excited, y'all. Also, since I knew it was gonna rain, I took the tops off of my green stalks because the way that some of my green stalks sit, all of the pockets don't get watered. So what I did was took the tops off. That way the water could pool and then move down as if I was watering them. We have more rain in the forecast. I'm gonna check the pockets. If there's some that still need some moisture in them, I'm going to go ahead and leave the tops off. If not, then I'm just gonna go ahead and put them back on. But I thought that was a good idea. It does have a hole in the top. I got the one with the bee on it. I really like them. And they're really cute, but I just want to make sure that I'm not overworking myself to water it when I could just let nature do it. But all of the green stalks are looking good. Even the pink one, like we getting a lot of growth on the calendula, so I'm excited about that. And then y'all, this one just taking off. You know, herbs grow real fast, and I have been cutting it to give to the chickens, and I don't do it every day though. But like if you remember, the oregano was pretty bushy. I went ahead and harvested that. The same thing with the thyme. Oh, and these, what do you call them? Chives, looking much better since I cut them. So thank y'all so much. This will be my next cutting for the chickens because as it gets bushy, I try to cut it and harvest it. And this one is so pretty. That's the silver edge thyme I was telling y'all about. I don't want to cut that one because it's so pretty. And I did start cutting the marjoram. I must have missed that one because it was over there in somebody else's pocket. But it's okay. I'm okay with that. So yeah. That's looking real good. I'm very happy. Oh, I did order the top and I ordered some more supports too. So those should be coming in soon. Let me go check my little watermelon. Y'all. It's probably gone. It's definitely turning yellow. So it's okay. I got a whole, there goes another one. Hold on, let me show you. There goes another one right there though. So they can grow. Clearly they can grow. Might be a pollination thing, and I don't know that you can self-pollinate watermelon. I don't know. But it is working, clearly. And I think once I put some rabbit manure in here, it may work even better because it'll be more nutritious soil. Or fertile soil, whatever. But I'm gonna get that done probably today or tomorrow because it is working. I don't know that I've ever really seen, I think one year I had 2, but they didn't get pollinated. So I'm gonna do that. I'm excited. Y'all see how excited I got when I saw that other one? At first it was, oh my God, it's yellow. Then I was like, there go another one. That's how I get out here. I'll be so excited, y'all. And those cantaloupe and cucumber are moving right on up this trellis. Like they moving up the trellis. Somebody has sent me a video of someone like pruning to one stem on their cantaloupe or their cucumbers. I can't remember. I appreciate it, but I'm definitely not going to be doing it. I'm not going to do it. So yeah, this is like just spend the morning with me. This is what I do. I wake up, brush my teeth, make my coffee, that kind of stuff. And then I come outside to just see anything new out here, to see if there's anything I need to harvest out here. And this is a time of year where you are starting to have things to harvest in my area. The calendula hasn't really opened yet for the morning. So once they start to open, I also harvest them. I have so much calendula and a lot of people are asking me what I do with it. I make my skincare with it. So I use tallow and calendula oil for my skincare. There is a video, it's in the Rooted Days series. There's a playlist, Rooted Days series playlist. And so that's what I do with it. So that's why I'm trying to harvest as much as I can, especially now, because I think I've said it before, when it gets hot, those plants really start to struggle. So I'm trying to get as much as I can right now before it gets too warm out here. here. And so the bags, the purple bags are looking good. I'm now at the point where I'm like, okay, do I need to put another plant in because things are getting bigger? So with that being said, I am going to start putting the beans in here if they haven't come up, because I already have beans ready. These were direct sown. And so if they didn't come up from me direct sowing them, by the way, remember I told you we were going to plant some more seeds in here? We did. So those are the sunflowers. I didn't plant beans, and now I already have some that I could put in there. So those bags are looking real good. Real good, y'all. So like right here, we need to plant some more beans, and we will. So this is what I come out and do. This is how I make sure that I'm kind of keeping up on top of things out here this year so that I can get harvest, really good harvest. By the way, these overwinter plants is trying to give peppers, and I'm just gonna let them do what they gonna do. They trying to produce peppers. So I'm just gonna let them do it. I'm deadheading this calendula real quick. That one was pretty much mushy, gross. All of the rain is no joke. I mean, it's no joke. We got a lot of rain going on. Oh, we also still have some more of the sungos coming in. So we got sungos starting to ripen. So excited about that. I did not plant a lot of cherry tomato plants this year just because we don't eat them that much. And cherry tomato plants produce a lot. And when I say that much, like we're not just sitting around popping them in. When I first started gardening, we were. We don't do that anymore. So I do like one or two. Sungos I absolutely love. The black cherries I absolutely love. So I have two of both of those. But like the Isis candy and the Brad's Atomic, I'm the only one who eats the Brad's Atomic. So I only did one of those. Although it's a good idea to plant more than one of a tomato that you really do want, because if that tomato dies out now, you don't get that plant, you don't get those vegetables. But not a big deal to me. If it dies out, there's always next year. That's my whole thing with gardening in general, is I say there's always next year. Like I'm very excited about all of the squash and the zucchini that is surviving. Oh, and somebody said in my last video that they saw the moth flying around. Baby, I knew they was coming. That's one of the things I prepare myself for, because I just know they coming. It's not something, I don't let it bother me, if that makes sense, because that is something that is inevitable, especially in my warm climate. It's inevitable. They're coming. There isn't going to be a year that I think where the squash vine boys are not going to come and tear my plants up. So that's why I plant so many in so many different places so that I can get a harvest. At this point, I've gotten 4 squash and 2 zucchini, which is more than I could say for years past. A lot of that is because I planted in the greenhouse too, and I planted early. But look, these are the leaves of those plants, and I'm sure I saw a black beauty squash in here. And then the other thing about this is these plants are in the ground, and so they can reroot. So like if you get a squash vine borer, which I think I see some signs of down here, they can reroot and continue to grow. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna let these do that. I don't know how much sense it makes for me, but I might, who knows? I just don't want them to go over into the strawberries, just like I don't want the strawberries to come over here with them. But I thought I saw one. I guess I didn't. I don't know. They went in later than like the plants in the greenhouse. But oh, by the way, it's cucumbers in the greenhouse. This is turning into a garden tour, which is not supposed to be. Garden tours are on Friday. I just picked up the camera and decided I would talk to y'all this morning because I got a lot done this weekend. Oh, I also did the worm bins. A lot of people ask about the worm bins, and I always forget to show them because they are on the back porch. So they're doing good. They're actually reproducing. There are so many worms in the worm bin right now because I guess maybe it warmed up, and so now they're reproducing. It's a whole bunch of them in there now, but they're breaking down. I'm pretty sure that probably in the next month I'll be harvesting the castings, because you can see where they're really breaking the stuff down. I fed them yesterday from the same shady bed that I feed the chickens from. So I think that might be a thing as part of my system, is to keep brassicas in that bed. Still need to see how they make it through the summer, but that might be a part of my system as a way to make sure that I can feed the worms, so that I can make sure the chickens have, you know, some leafy greens. That might be a part of my system because that's how I fed the worms yesterday too. But look at that cucumber. Y'all see it? There's a cucumber. So the cucumbers are doing well. There go another one. I didn't even notice that. Cucumbers are doing well in the greenhouse, but that's the greenhouse. The peppers are doing amazingly in here. Somebody was asking to be updated on the strawberries. Still alive, but still getting established. These are the runners I just pulled out and put in here. So they're still alive, just taking a minute to get established. Anyway, let's harvest these beans. Let's just do that. Harvest these beans real quick, and then probably gonna end this video. I just wanted to come say hi, show y'all how the garden is doing, and then probably find something else to do for Friday because, well, actually, there may be a lot of different things growing Friday. That's how fast gardens grow. Like they grow when the weather is right. That's how fast gardens grow, y'all. Everything just looks so lush out here, and I'm so excited. So like that green stock doing amazing. All of the beans in this bed doing amazing. These snapdragons are still trying to produce. The rain kind of broke them up yesterday, but you know, it's fine. And then you got the green stock doing amazing. That's gonna be more beans for me. I really want to freeze a lot of beans this year. And also you got peppers in there and you got sunflowers in there. It's just gonna be beautiful, I think. These peppers are doing amazing. I'm very excited about that. If you remember, I had an aphid ant problem, but the peppers are doing fine now. Like that bed is full. The bed over here with the corn, like everything is just looking really good. And so I cannot complain, and I do leave space for learning. And that's what we're doing here. We're learning by experience. That's what we're doing. So let me go grab a basket. And then we're gonna harvest these beans, y'all. Okay, so I went and got a basket. There's so many beans on this plant. So many beans on this. Well, on this green stalk, if we're honest, like it's just a bunch of beans on this green stalk, and I want every last one of them. So I'm gonna harvest most of these. There's still some small ones. The next time I harvest, I will probably be putting new beans in here. So here's the thing. Somebody asked me, do I fertilize? I do fertilize the green stalks. I haven't gotten into a rhythm or chosen a fertilizer that's best for me, because if you remember, I was trying to find a liquid fertilizer that was balanced, and then we decided we're not gonna do that because it was too expensive. So I haven't found one. I have fertilized with one of those. I don't even remember which one it was, but I'm more than likely just gonna start fertilizing with Comfrey Tea when it is time for me to fertilize these again. I'm also not really seeing that I need a lot of fertilizer in them. Like they are producing very well. I did put a granulated fertilizer into the Burger BM6 soil that I decided to use. Found it at my local feed and seed. Seems to be really good soil. So I haven't really noticed that I need to fertilize, if that makes sense. I've only fertilized them once, honest truth. But I'm not even sure that they needed it then. That's another thing I'm gonna start trying to do, is kind of paying attention to the plants, because if they don't need to be fertilized, I'm not gonna wreck my brain trying to fertilize them or using my energy to fertilize. Like right now, this garden doesn't look like it needs to be fertilized. Of course, the corn and the watermelon I am, because they're very heavy feeders. But even after I put the rabbit poop in, rabbit manure, sorry y'all. I might not need to, so I might not, who knows. Anywho, these green tomatoes on this patio tomato been green forever, but we're gonna leave it. Oh, also, once I harvest those, I'm planning to put some purple rain tomatoes back in here. Here goes the one we had looked at from the outside. So we're gonna harvest these too. And I am learning that I'm probably gonna put my beans closer to the top. The ones closer to the bottom are not producing this well, and I don't know if that's because they get shaded. Also, you gotta remember, this the green stock I was not turning, so there's that too, because it was in between two T-posts. But let me just tell you, you can grow a lot of food in these things, a lot of food in them, and I'm very happy I decided to buy it. Let's get the rest of them. There's a lot of them in here. Also probably gonna go ahead and top the basil that's in here too. Yeah, this one is full of beans that's ready to go. And I like my beans to be a bit smaller. They're more tender. The purple beans that I harvest, they turn green when you cook them. the yellow ones stay yellow. So it's a pretty little plate of food. And these are, I don't even know. Could be from the dollar store, could be from M.I. Gardner. I ordered yellow beans from more than one place, and then I purchased some for sure, because I like yellow beans. See, like the plant down here is not nearly as vigorous as the plant at the top. And there are 2 plants in here. So I'm gonna plant them closer to the top moving forward. Very much learning green stalks, but enjoying every moment of it. Every moment I am enjoying. All right, let's go get the beans off of the other trellis. Beans, y'all, so excited. The mosquitoes are already out early this morning, but that's because it's so wet out here. Normally, the mosquitoes come out in the evening time. Like, they be out here in droves in the evening time. All right, let's get these. Let's get these. What's left over here, because I had already gotten some. But we're going to take all that we can. We get in there with, like, just enough for a dinner. And I love that, but I also, again, like I said, want to have enough to harvest and preserve as well. That's what I'm looking for. So a lot of these beans that aren't ready this morning, they'll be ready this evening. Beans grow pretty fast, and because I don't like to actually see the beans popping out, I harvest them pretty early. Like I said, they're just more tender that way. So I think that's everything over here. If I still see a little green on them, I leave them until they are completely purple. So bean harvest this morning. And the beans that are in the bed, they are started to produce the actual bean. Just waiting for them to get a little bit bigger, and we'll be harvesting those too. Probably by the end of the week, we'll be harvesting those. Calendula still hasn't opened up. And so, yeah, I think that's the end of this video, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed just hanging out with me this morning in the garden, seeing what I do. This is literally all I do in the morning, is come and see what things have changed. And then if I have work to do, then I get to work. So thank you for joining me in the garden this morning, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to visit me over on Instagram, where I post about the things going on in my garden almost every day. Bye, y'all.